Hills of DC by Nathaniel McQueen Eel. Get your copy.
Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome to another session of Message from the Streets. This is a continuation from my last video, and that video was based on suicide, and it was more or less directed to younger people. And I felt it in my spirit that, I had to make mention to something specific to older people, because older people don't necessarily commit suicide in the same form as younger people do. Some do, but some are participating in a form of suicide that they're not conscious of, and that is dealing directly with vices, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. We can even throw in bad dietary regimens. But let's deal with the drugs and the alcohol and cigarettes first. Now, you're committing suicide once you get into a loop with dealing with your addiction. May it be, cocaine, PCP, heroin, Marley's, ecstasies, these mind-altering substances that actually, when you first participate in these, these mind-altering substances, it's not like before a party or, you just having fun. But what it actually is, it priming you for is something much more than a party, and that's a lifestyle. And then once this cycle with these vices become a lifestyle, you're actually participating in a form of suicide. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about that you start to murder your actual character. Because most people, once they enter into abuse with alcohols and drugs, their characters start to change, and they start to become something that they weren't before. And we can identify these manifestations of these behavior patterns as, for more or less, they become monsters or beings that do not have the same morals, principles, and integrity that they once may have. Drug addiction can kill your character in a way that you may have been a respectful person, and then you become the neighborhood panhandler. You're going around, your appearance done change in a way where as though it has digressed. First, you young, you vibrant, you moving towards these things, then you run into this this opportunity not really that's going to benefit you, but it's going to destroy you. And when you engage in that opportunity, talking about the drug addiction or the alcohol addiction, when it's dealing with abuse, when it becomes your lifestyle, you start to deteriorate. You start to don't care about your appearance no more. You start to don't care about what people think about your appearance. You stop combing your hair. You stop brushing your teeth. So a part of you is dying, and you are the one that is killing yourself, and that's a slow form of suicide. Now, some people might say, that's kind of extreme, but we see it every day, because what happens is you start to murder your state of consciousness. You start to murk it. And then once your state of consciousness has got to this low place of this outer limits, you get lost. And then you start to wondering. You start to be separated from the people that care about you and love you. And the thing is that you think that there's something incorrect about them. Oh, they won't accept me for how I am. They trying to judge me. They don't care about me. They don't understand. Brothers, sisters, that's where you incorrect at. They do understand. Matter of fact, they do better than understand. They understand. They see that you're headed on a path of self-destruction. That you're heading on a path whereas though your quality of life will be compromised, and you will start to become a liability instead of an asset. And then these people that come to you, they're saying, brother, sister, this is happening into you. But you can't reason it because it's in your mind. And you have turned the vice of your preference into a god. And it starts to dominate you, start to master you, start to exploit you, start to abuse you. But you know what? You still get up every day, pick up those cigarettes that's destroying your lungs, destroying your respiratory system. You still picking up that cocaine, that heroin, that PCP, those other synthetic drugs. And because, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. It's possible that you do not like yourself. You may even hate yourself. And that's why you alter your states of consciousness. You can't deal with reality on reality terms. So you falsify another reality. You get a chemical illusion going on with inside yourself, a temporary happiness because your endorphins have been activated. You feel, untouchable in a sense. You feel, you're on this island and you feel wonderful. But you know what? That's temporary and it comes down. And when it comes down, you're looking for it again. And then you become a servant to go seek out, by any means necessary, a way to medicate yourself, to sustain your state of mind that you're under influence. You know what that is called? That is called the shadow self. You done created a shadow self of your true self. That's not even you. That's not your authentic self. You done generated and fed this shadow self that you created from your entanglement with drugs and alcohol. You are actually committing suicide against your authentic self, your true self, your self that loves you when you're not even loving yourself. Because no one can say, man, I love myself. And they stick a needle in their arm every day. They put the pipe to their mouth every day. They dropping pills every day. May they be prescription pills or non-prescription pills. You can't love yourself. It's impossible because you're killing yourself. You're murking yourself. And the worst part about it, you're killing your family. You're killing your kids. You're killing their confidence in you. You're killing their vision of you. It's a most definitely a selfish act because of your desires for sensation and pleasures that lead you to suffering. But it only not leads you to suffering. It leads those that care about you to a state of suffering as well, until they realize that they can't live your life. And then they got to let you go and let you do what you got to do and pray for you, and hopefully that you find yourself. But we know that some people do come from out of the wilderness of that insanity, of the traps that have been set for you to defeat you, to destroy you, to derail you from becoming a force in your community, a force in your society or in your circle. I bring this message to you because suicide is very, very serious, and it happens on different levels. Just because you ain't put a gun to your head or you ain't cut your veins with the razor blade or whatever, doesn't mean that you're not committing suicide. We got to do better. We got to wake up from this nightmare. It's not always as bad as we think. And even though that we do have troubling times, the thing is we persevere through those times by communicating, reaching out, seeking help, submitting, admitting that you're powerless over these substances, that your life has become unmanageable. You need a power greater than yourself to restore you to sanity. Just think about that. See what I'm saying? Just think about the life that you are living while you're murking yourself, killing yourself, and the life that you could be living if you become in harmonic sync with that which is more beneficial for yourself and beneficial for others. If you're not building, you're destroying. If you're not building up your family or your community, you're destroying it. We're dealing with polarities. It's in the mind. Get that junk out of your mind and stand up and be what you was created to be. Shine your light, you know. It's never too late until the casket drop. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you this message in love, and I leave you this message in peace. And know that suicide is not your destiny unless you choose it. Wake up, get up, and stay up. Peace and goodwill to all mankind. One more thing, get your life together, because you choose to get your life together. We got too many statistics in our communities, in our neighborhoods, you know, around the planet, statistics. So many potential great people go to their demise and their grave and never contribute to the uplifting of fallen humanity as they had the capability of doing. Les Brown, a motivated speaker, said that the graveyard is the richest place on the planet because so many ideas have gone to the grave with the individual that never manifested on this plane, manifested physical. Think about that. Peace.